Well, from one division rivalry in week one to another. But this one used to be one of the most iconic rivalries in the NFL. But it has possible potential to get back up in that conversation because the Niners, they're going to have some trouble against Seattle week one. I'm going to tell you all that right now.
Let's talk football.
Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are reacting to the first Seattle Seahawks game release as it was leaked. Because this game, oh man, I've been waiting for this game to come in week one. I have been waiting a long time. As you got one of the best division rivalries in the NFC West coming back to Seattle. You got the San Francisco 49ers going on the road to Seattle to take on Darnold and the Seahawks. Oh man. I mean, if you told me this was a week one matchup, I wouldn't have believed you. But now I do. Because this game is going to be huge. Because this game is going to have a lot of implications on it. And probably everybody's going to take the Niners like they did last time. And look what happened. Beat y'all 20-17. And I'm going to still bring that up until you beat us again. I'm going to still bring that up. But man, I am so excited for that matchup in week one. I have been waiting a long time for this. And not only that, the question of the video is who has the best chance to challenge the Rams for the West? The 49ers or the Seahawks? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Before we get started, though, if you guys do enjoy this video, please show me a favor, smash the like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's get this video started. 49ers, they would be thought to be a favorite because they have an easy schedule, a last place schedule. Although I'm not so confident in them against the Giants or Bears because those two teams I believe got better. Because I like the addition of Abdul Carter to the Giants, and I think they might have some problems with him. And Russell Wilson still owns y'all to this day, even when he was in Seattle. But also, another reason I bring this up is I do believe Seattle has a better chance. Let me explain. Hold on. Let me hear me out. Seattle got better. I'm gonna say that. They retooled. They got Boy and Mafe there. They still got Derek Hall. They still got Julian Love, Devin Witherspoon, Reek Woolen, and who has not been the same guy since his rookie season. But now you bring in Nick Imamware to that secondary, to that safety position. And if I look at the Niners, they needed primarily defense in the draft. They got two receivers, one from Ole Miss and one from Montana. Also, they got a running back from Oregon that's not going to be able to replace Jordan Mason. And then also they got another quarterback in the Indiana guy that Indiana should not have even been in the playoffs to begin with. I'm still bringing that up. But to the Seahawks, they have a quarterback that beat down on the Niners last time they met up. And it was in Minnesota, a place that they've not won since like the 1980s or 90s or somewhere around there. But when I look at Darnold, he was able to beat you, San Francisco. And he knows your defense. He knows what your offense is going to bring to the table. He knows what he is going against in San Francisco. He's got a new coordinator that used to be with you, Clint Kubiak, who is who I actually was surprised when he came to Seattle as the new offensive coordinator. But Sam Darnold, this is the same guy that threw a 97-yard touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Now, is JSN just Jefferson? No. But I know this. The defense on the Seahawks is much better than the 49ers because they got Ernest Jones in that secondary. Well, he can play a lot of different roles. He's a good tackler. You also got Leonard Williams, who had a big game in the end of last season, who had a great stretch in the last little bit of the season. You also got a lot of great defensive guys. You still got Jared Reed. You still got a lot of great guys, and you got Byron Murphy Jr. I mean, not Byron Murphy Jr. My bad. Byron Murphy the second is still there from that first round pick last season. But when I look at the Seahawks, they assessed every single need that they had. They assessed offensive line, safety, defense, and receivers. But when I look at the Seahawks and the Niners, I look at one differentiating factor: depth. The Seahawks have more depth right now than the 49ers do.
Come on, Junior. Wait here, Junior. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You.
And I know George Kittle owns it tends to own the Seahawks when he's healthy. That's the main difference. When he's healthy, we just don't know if he's going to be healthy week one because the 49ers are the most injured real team in the NFL. We just don't know if one step on the stairs, one step on like anything, you're at risk for breaking something or even tearing something because the 49ers just cannot stay healthy. I have said this on a variety amount of occasions. The 49ers cannot be trusted. They can't. Kyle Shanahan always finds a way to choke. And last year, do you know what he had? Three times inside of the division, they led by 4 or more points in the fourth quarter and lost.
A word of advice? Stop thinking aloud.
And one of them came against each of their division rivals. Each one of them. The Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cardinals, which they were 0-1-5 against the entire division last year. Only when they got was in Seattle week 6. But the only thing is, I'm not so confident in San Fran. And don't be surprised if the Seahawks beat the 49ers week 1. Don't be surprised because the Seahawks have a new coordinator. They got a new offensive coordinator. So, in my eyes, the 49ers are going to be a little confused at first because they're not going to know what Seattle offense is going to come out. They don't know if it's going to be that predictable offense that they can beat down on or if it's going to be a whole different offensive scheme that's going to kill y'all in the secondary. And let me rephrase that can beat you down in the secondary.
But the key difference between you and me? My body can't feel pain.
But when I look at the Seahawks, I think Darnold right now is a whole lot more equipped than Brock Purdy is. That's right, I said it. And the JSN, you add that up with Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's still one of the most elite pass catchers in the league. He was the second overall guy in the Los Angeles Rams organization for a few years. He was that go-to guy for Puka Nacua. And now they got Devontae Adams to fill in those shoes.
Hurry up! I'm moving as fast as I can. There's a lot of tracks to cover up.
But when I look at the 49ers, I'm looking at that linebacker core. They got some good players. Boye Mafe has been a stud since 2 years ago. Derek Hall recently went off last year. He led the team in sacks for most of the year, I believe, if I remember correctly. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. But when I look at the Niners, they just can't stay healthy. They are so injury ridden. And when I look at the offensive line, they are much better equipped to face off against the 49ers defense than they were able to in the past. You got Gray Zabel, Charles Cross, 2 first-round picks that they've used on offensive linemen. When the guys are healthy, they can actually be a good team. Abraham Lucas, I still have some concerns about him when it comes to injuries. But when he's on the field, he can be a difference maker. And of course, we're gonna have a new center. It could be that Olu guy from Michigan. Well, I will say this: if I'm gonna say this right now, I believe the Seahawks can beat the 49ers week 1. I do believe that because the 49ers, they're just a team that can either be up here, prove they're a Super Bowl contender, and actually be something, or they're a team that can come crashing back down to earth like against the Chiefs in the last 2 Super Bowls.
I'm flying! Yes! Wait! I'm gonna hit the ground, aren't I?
I'm still bringing that up. But the only difference that Seattle has to San Fran is they actually have a veteran quarterback. They don't have a game manager. They don't have a game manager that needs 5 all-pro players to make him better.
That was impressive.
Sam Purdy had 5 all-pro players in that year that he went on to the Super Bowl. And when he lost those 5 guys due to injuries and all that, what was their record last year? 6-11. I have said this on a variety of occasions. Purdy cannot be trusted. He just cannot be trusted. He's not a top 10 quarterback when his weapons are hurt. He's not that guy. I have said it on a variety of occasions. And the Seahawks, I would not be, and I'll personally be so happy if the Seahawks beat the 49ers week 1 because I know I've been talking a lot of smack about the Niners lately. I know that. Trust me, I know from my last 2 videos. But if we beat y'all week 1, you are going to hear it from me until the next matchup. Because we know the remaining full schedule gets released today. And San Fran, they have an easy schedule. They do. I would not be surprised if San Francisco made the playoffs, nor would be surprised if the Seahawks made the playoffs. I would not be surprised if either side made a playoff berth. I would not be surprised about that at all because their schedules are actually easy. Seahawks have a little more difficult of a span because they actually got some more difficult challengers from the second place teams from last season, like the Vikings, the Steelers, which they still don't have a quarterback yet, and then also the Commanders. Commanders, that's one that worries me. That is one that worries me. And then also along with the Vikings as well. Well, I will say this. If Seattle sweeps the 49ers, I would be the happiest man on earth. Because I'm not saying that the Seahawks are going to sweep the 49ers. I'm not saying that at all. I do believe they'll split again like they did last season. All that I'm saying is don't be surprised if the Seahawks have the 49ers number. Don't be surprised because they assessed every one of their needs that they had in the offseason. They assessed every single need. The 49ers got 2 unnecessary receivers, an unnecessary running back, and an unnecessary quarterback. And if you're telling me, y'all are telling me you don't trust that Debo and Jordan Mason was the best idea. That's what you're telling me if you did that. But of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But San Francisco, see you week 1. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think has the best chance to challenge the Rams for the division? Is it the San Francisco 49ers or is it the Seahawks? And if it's the Niners, you're wrong. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a favor. Smash that button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I will see you on the next one. Ciao for now.